Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome in our virtual training workshop. It's a sequence of 21 days of effective communication, which is a part of Positive Psychology coaching series. Today is our 11th day of this training, and our topic is Refine Your Voice and Speaking Style. Now let's start with the name of Almighty Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Our today's lecture is very critical but very important. We are going to discuss how we refine our voice and speaking style that definitely impress others. Impressing others is an ultimate desire of all of us, as we know that the communication is one of the basic skills that is used to communicate others. So our voice pitch and our speaking style should be so impressive and gentle that people love to talk with us or desire to have a conversation session with us. Our today's training will help to train you how to refine right and effective voice and speaking style that attracts everyone. In this lecture, we will help you to learn skills and techniques that have the ability to refine your voice and speaking style. In our daily lives, we meet a lot of people that we love to meet and talk to them. Do you ever think that why they have so special that you like their company? If you notice, then you realize that their style of expression or their speaking style and voice fluctuations make you feel closer to you, and you want to listen them tirelessly, sometimes regardless of what they are actually saying. It is not just what you say, but how you say it. Speaking at a suitable volume and pitch will make other people more inclined to listen to you. We all know people who aren't especially brilliant or interesting but still know how to engage a crowd. These people use their voice to grab their audience attention. You should do like this. It's not just actors and singers who can develop their voices. Anyone who wants to impress positively should learn how to make the most of their vocal cords. Although adopting a good speaking habit is a lifelong task, but a beautiful sounding voice can be obtained in a relatively short amount of time. All you need is a little guidance and some dedicated practice. Today, you are going to discover your personal vocal range and fix some of the most common speaking mistakes everyone makes from time to time. It doesn't matter how fascinating your message, it won't affect if no one is listening. A dull, monotonous voice will kill your communication. Following guidelines might be helpful to train you how to make your voice more exciting, pleasant, and easier on the ear. It is very important that you are heard when you speak. So always speak loudly. It means raise your voice. If you tend to whisper, mumble, or speak with your head down, it is much easier for people to talk over you or ignore you. However, this doesn't mean you should shout, rather, you should vary the loudness of your speech depending on the situation. For example, if you are addressing a large group of people, it will be necessary to speak loudly in order to project your voice. But speaking too loudly in normal, everyday conversation is unnecessary and can give the wrong impression. Speaking too quickly is a bad habit, and it can be difficult for people to keep up with you or even understand what you are saying. This makes it easy for them to tune out or stop listening. Therefore, it is important to slow down your speech by saying your words more slowly and pausing between sentences. This helps to add emphasis to what you are saying and gives you a chance to take a breath. On the other hand, it is a good idea not to speak too slowly. That speaking too slowly can be monotonous for your listeners, so they may become impotent and just tune out. The ideal speaking rate is somewhere between 120 and 160 words per minute. However, if you are giving a speech, it's a good idea to alter the speed at which you speak. Speaking slowly can help to emphasize a point, while speaking more quickly can give the impression of passion and enthusiasm. Enunciation means speaking clearly with accurate pronunciation. It is possibly the most important aspect of developing a good speaking voice that you need to pay close attention to each and every word you say, pronouncing it fully and correctly. Make sure to open your mouth, loosen your lips, and keep your tongue and teeth in the correct position when you speak. This may also help to eliminate or discuss a lisp if you have one. At first it feels very odd, but if you constantly make the effort to pronounce your word correctly, it will soon come naturally to you. Try to practice deep breathing while speaking, as it is very essential for a full, rich speaking voice. You may notice that majority of people breathe too quickly and frivolously when they speak, which results in a more unnatural and nasal tone. Your breath should come from your diaphragm, not from your chest. To figure out if you are breathing correctly, place your face on your abdomen, just below your last rib. You should feel your stomach expand and see your shoulders rise and fall as you breathe. Practice your breathing by inhaling deeply, allowing the air to fill your belly. Breathe in for a count of 5 seconds, then exhale for another 5. Just used to this method of breathing, then try to work it into your everyday speech. Remember that sitting or standing up straight with your chin up and your shoulders back will help you to breathe deeper and project your voice more easily. It will also give you an air of confidence as you speak. Try to breathe at the end of every sentence. If you use the deep breathing method, you should have enough air to get through the next sentence without having to pause for breath. This will also give your listeners a chance to observe what you are saying. Always stick to short sentences and choose short words where possible. Whatever the mind level of your audience, they will find short sentences easier to digest. Use technical terms if necessary, but pick short words if it's practical to do so. Ideally, you should speak in sentences that you can get through on a single breath. Try to master the art of pausing, as effective speakers know that pauses lend extra weight to their message. For example, a brief pause between 2 points provides your audience with a chance to appreciate their importance. Pausing after a rhetorical questions will give them a moment in which to consider the broader point of view you are making. The pitch of your voice can have a real impact on the quality of your speech and the impact it makes on your listeners. Keeping your voice relatively low will make you sound more authoritative. However, speaking in a monotone will just bore everyone around you. In general, speaking in a shaky or unsteady pitch gives the impression of nervousness, while an even voice is more calming and persuasive. Although you shouldn't try to change the natural pitch of your voice, you should make an effort to control it. Don't let your nerves get the better of you and aim to achieve a fuller, smoother pitch. Let yourself express some emotions. For example, it is fine to raise your voice in surprise or to adopt a softer tone when comforting a friend. You can practice controlling your pitch by humming a tune or simply by reading a piece of text aloud to yourself. Keep in mind that it is not necessary to maintain a steady pitch at all times. Some words should be voiced in a higher pitch in order to add emphasis. If your voice tends to quaver, particularly when you are under stress, you need to practice keeping it smooth and stable. Take a deep breath in, then exhale at a steady rate while making a hissing sound. Repeat this exercise several times. Tongue twisters also help you practice speaking in an even tone, like 3-4 throws, strange strategic statistics, or another difficult phrase repeatedly until it becomes easy. Repeat these exercises a few times per day. Many times you notice that people used to say and okay frequently while speaking. Although it's okay in moderation, but if you use them constantly, your listeners will assume that you aren't really sure what you are talking about. So you have to cut out any verbal takes. If you happen to have any video or audio recording of yourself, then watch it or listen it carefully. Count the number of times you use these words and phrases. The result might surprise you, but they will spur you to action. If you don't have any material to work with, ask a friend to make a discrete recording when you are distracted. Try to do some vocal exercises. Practicing vocal exercises can be a good way to develop your natural speaking voice. Practicing while looking in the mirror is the most effective way to achieve this. You can practice speaking in the following ways. Try to loosen your mouth and relax your vocal cords. You can do this by yawning widely, wiggling your jaw from side to side, humming a tune, and gently massaging your throat muscles with your fingers. You can increase your breathing capacity and volume by fully exhaling until all of the air is completely expelled from your lungs. Then take a deep breath and hold it for 15 seconds before exhaling again. You can work on your pitch by singing the sound ah first at your normal pitch, then getting progressively lower. You can also do this with each of the letters of the alphabet. You can repeat tongue twisters like red leather, yellow leather, she sells sea hells by the sea horse, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. In addition, the following methods can be helpful for speaking practice. In order to work on pronunciation, pace, and volume, it is a good idea to practice reading aloud. For this, you have to pick a passage from a book or a magazine or anything you like. Even you can find a transcript of a famous speech and read it loud to yourself. Remember to stand up straight, breathe deeply, and open your mouth fully when you speak. Stand in front of a mirror if it helps. Keep practicing until you are happy with what you hear. Then try to employ the same techniques as part of your everyday speech. Even though most people don't like listening to the sound of their own voice, but it's a good idea to record yourself while speaking. This can help you to pick up on any faults that you won't normally pick up on, such as mispronunciation and speed or pitch problems. Nowadays, most phones will have a recording options that you can use to listen to yourself. You could also use a video camera, which could be helpful to check your posture, eye contact, and mouth movement. But if you are really worried about improving your speaking voice for something like debate, speech, or presentation, then it might be a good idea to book an appointment with a voice coach or speech therapist. They can identify your individual speech issues and help you to correct them. A voice coach or speech therapist is also a good idea if you have a native or very informal accent that you are trying to minimize or eliminate. Getting rid of an accent is a difficult thing to do, so seeing a professional can really help. If seeing voice coach or speech therapist seems a little extreme, then consider practicing in front of a particularly articulate friend or family member. They may be able to pick up on any issue and give you some helpful pointers. This will also help you to feel more confident about speaking in front of others. Now I am assigning you two challenges. In first challenge, you have to spare at least 10 minutes to yourself. Find an article or book and read it aloud for a minute. Record yourself speaking, then listen to it. Pay attention to your volume and pitch. You have to praise your voice, that whether you speak softly, loudly, or somewhere in between. Or are you high pitched, low pitched, or average? Using your recorder, experiment until you know how it feels to speak in a steady, even voice at a relatively low pitch. Try the vocal exercises outlined above. The second challenge is to practice speaking in a different tone of voices when in conversation. If you already know the other person, don't change your tone completely. They will just want to know why you suddenly sound completely different. Most of us can't help but respond differently to voices of varying pitches and inflections. You may be surprised at how everyone around you reacts. Thank you very much. Here we finish this lecture on how to refine your voice and speaking style. We hope that you enjoyed much and learn a lot of new things with us. We are waiting for your valuable feedback. We will be right back with a new topics. Keep watching our YouTube channel. For more upcoming lectures and trainings, please subscribe our YouTube channel.